So Joe Biden has been president now for 2.5 years. His approval rating is lower than any president outside of Jimmy Carter this far into his first term. And it looks like Americans are starting to wise up.
Joining us now, former acting U.S. Attorney General Matt Whitaker. Welcome in.
Hey, good morning.
Matt, good to see you. Happy Friday. We just learned about these 4,500 emails where President Biden was VP and he was signing these emails using fake names. We had James Comer on with us yesterday, and he made it clear that the Oversight Committee wants these emails from the National Archives, but the National Archives says that they're not going to send them to the Oversight Committee unless Joe Biden and Barack Obama approve the release of the emails. What do you make of that?
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, guess what? We're back in the Presidential Records Act, which only seems to help Democrats and certainly has been not helpful to former President Trump and his, battle over presidential records. But that being said, Rob, what we have here is a situation where the Obama-Biden administration that ended in 2016 could easily wave a magic wand and say, you know what, we want to be transparent. We want to demonstrate that we have nothing to hide and we're going to share these documents. And instead, they're stonewalling. And why are they stonewalling? Because these are the documents. This is the smoking gun. This shows that Joe Biden was directly involved with his son, Hunter Biden, and his business dealings, gave him important intelligence that was not publicly available so that Hunter Biden could do his business transactions and help his Ukrainian friends at Burisma and elsewhere so that the Biden family could profit.
To be clear, it is illegal if you are in an office like Biden was vice president at the time to use that office to benefit financially through doing business with foreign countries. But you're right. If they were to just have not done anything wrong, releasing the emails would completely alleviate them from the blame. Do you think that we will see these emails, or will they be swept under the rug just like the cocaine in the White House?
Well, that's a really good point. And, it's not only whether or not Joe Biden benefited from his official duties, but whether his family did. And that, that is the to me, what the conspiracy is here. And that is, it was very clear that Joe Biden knew what Hunter was doing. And these emails will help tell us and fill out that picture. And that, Hunter Biden, who's, the son of the then vice president, was benefiting financially from that. Now, the more interesting thing, and in addition to all of that, is, how Joe Biden, who used to call himself Amtrak Joe, said he was the poorest member of the Senate and had been in public service since the Nixon administration.
Right.
Suddenly can afford, multiple houses, including beachfront property in his home state of Delaware. It is an accumulation of massive wealth suddenly as soon as he leaves the vice presidency. And remember, that was really only for a short period of time, about 2 years, because then he was running for president.
Right. Good point. Okay. So Georgia Governor Brian Kemp yesterday basically decided that he will not step in to remove Fani Willis from her role as district attorney or from her role in this case. I'm wondering if you think, so he could do something, maybe not remove her as DA, but maybe remove her as, take her off the case. He could do something. Do you think this is deliberate? He doesn't like Donald Trump. They haven't gotten along over the last several years. Do you see him sticking his neck out for Trump in any way here in Georgia?
Yeah, I don't expect Governor Kemp is going to do anything to spend political capital on President Trump. Now, that being said, what was desired from him was to call a special session to impeach the prosecutor. He points out that there is a oversight board that can look at her abuse of her prosecutorial discretion and her powers that he doesn't control and that acts, independently of the governor's office. All that being said is, this case, unfortunately, is going to have to wind its way through the courts. It's already increasingly weakening as we go forward. Mark Meadows' hearing, I think, points out just how specious some of these charges are and how broad, this RICO conspiracy was cast to try to get as many people and to inflict as much political damage as possible.
Great point. Matt, Iowa football kicks off tomorrow. You watching?
I will be there cheering on my
This is Matt Whitaker,
Hawkeyes.
ladies and gentlemen, 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's a good-looking kid right there.
We heard that you led Iowa to the Rose Bowl.
Caught the winning pass.
Number 46 in your program, right. Number 1 in your heart, Rob.
All right. Good to see you. We'll pick this back up next week. Former acting
right.
AG Matt Whitaker with us this morning.